Welcome back. Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. That is the station that you're currently tuned into. And early in the day, we went on ahead to present to you the reports that have been put forward, especially the ones that made it to the front pages of our dailies. We had quite the conversation here, but this is the part of the program where we actually allow you join in on the conversation. I believe that many of you have opinions on these matters, sometimes even contrary opinion to the opinions that have been shared by our in-house analysts, and that is the beauty of conversation, which is why we're creating an avenue for that beauty to manifest. So in about a few minutes, we'll make the phone line available to you. We'll make also our social media platform available to you across a board also. You can send text messages, whichever method you find to be most convenient, just so we're able to hear you regardless of the platform that you choose to communicate with us. For Mainland Focus, what we would do is pick a story or maybe two and allow an opportunity to opine on the subject matter that has been selected. Today on the program, we are going to be talking about the state of the economy, but we would talk about this from the angle of the fact that there is now an increase in the pump price of PMS. It went from 899 naira to about 950 naira following the increase in a Brent price. That's crude price. A barrel is now around $82, $80 to $82 per barrel. And as you know, we're currently operating within the ambit of market forces, which means that an increase in international prices, for example, for crude, there would be some sort of ripple effect that would see pump prices also increase. But in light of this, it sort of opens us up to further conversations about the state of our economy and the relationship that we have with the international market and how international pricing sort of affects our own domestic economy. Earlier, I did play you the soundbite by Taiwo Oyedele, the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policies and Tax Reforms, who says that the belief that we have that our imports dependence is responsible for our rise in inflation, which is currently around 34% for headline and around 39% for food inflation, is not because of importation at all. It's not even because of the fuel subsidy that has been removed, but we have individuals within the public and the private sector that has turned the dollars into a store of value for them, thereby continuing to weaken the naira. And he said it that if, for example, we strengthen our naira, even the PMS that we're complaining about the increase in the price would obey market laws and by itself be reduced. But as long as we have individuals that continue to take advantage, that continue to hoard, that continue to create artificial demand for forex, then the worst is yet to come, so to speak. We probably will continue to see increases in inflationary trends or what have you. So we want to have a conversation around how to fix the problem now that we have somebody from within government telling us that this is the problem. In what ways can we try to fix these problems? In what ways can we hold those at the helm of affairs to account and see to it that all of their policies moving forward strengthens the naira? We're able to actually punish those who continue to create artificial demand for forex, amongst other things. But before we get your contribution on the matter, let's talk to Fuad very briefly to solidify the points he made earlier, and then we can hear from you. Fuad, good morning once again.
Yeah, good morning, Sage.
Yes, please go ahead.
Well, again, Mr. has just said the tone, really. Again, he said it all. There's probably nothing more to add for me, because at the end of the day, these are things we'll be talking about. Again, the soundbite, if you listen to it carefully, probably have to give our listeners the pleasure of the soundbite again, so that they understand where we're coming from with this conversation. And that's the fact that, look, we don't have a problem really, other than the fact that we have not been able to fix the problem of corruption. This greedy demand, he called it the demand for foreign exchange. I call it speculative demand. Greedy demand, corruption demand for foreign exchange. And Sage, it is not you and I, it is not ordinary Nigerians. Unfortunately, we are the ones suffering from the greed and corruption of the political class and their cronies and associates in the private sector. We are the ones suffering it. So whether you remove subsidy, or we want to save more money from subsidy so that we can that's what the government has been telling us. When we remove subsidy, so the money we save will not be able to deploy. Now their tax expert is telling us and telling them too that look, 90% of our economic problem are with the corruption around the foreign exchange market. So you can tighten whatever you want to tighten. Come up with all manner of policies. You are probably going to be punishing Nigerians in vain. They will continue to suffer and nothing is going to come out of it so long we cannot tackle corruption. And look at what he said. South Africa, Kenya, have a similar economic pattern. Inflow, outflow, foreign exchange. The difference is the speculative demand we have here, and majorly from the political class, who keeps converting public resources into dollars, and then their associates and friends in the private sector. So the question is, who's going to fix it? Is it you and I? Many Nigerians have never seen dollars before in their life. They don't have any business with dollars. And that is why people are saying that anytime we also share fact, suddenly everything goes up. So pitch that against government agenda, this particular government agenda of aggressive revenue drive, with the hope that look, the more money is available to government automatically translate to better living for the people, because of the belief that the people in government will use the money to improve on any, as anything improves. Instead, what we have seen is the further depreciation of the naira against the dollar, because of this aggressive mopping up of dollars, the little influence we have. So who is supposed to fix the problem? So when I see people say, just come around throwing figures around, coming up with all manner of IMF, done this prescription to solve our economic, I just laugh. Because we are deceiving ourselves. The problem we know, but are we committed to fixing the problem? Can we fix the problem? Are the major beneficiaries of the problem going to attempt at all to fix the problem? So you can see that our problem is not such a problem that we cannot fix. But where is the commitment going to come from? The willingness to do the right thing, is it there? So like I said, if you carefully listen to what Mr. Ilex said, it's not completely different from what we've been saying. That people think they hate the government. Who hates who? We are just saying the truth the way it is, that look, these reforms are not going to work. And that's why the reforms are working in other places. In Nigeria, it is not working. Because our own local peculiarities are there that we are not taking care of. The corruption in the system. God bless Nigeria.
Well, thank you very much. Bless you too. Well, before we start taking contributions, how about we just take a minute to once again listen to that particular soundbite so you can have proper perspective. What we're doing is very loosely translating some of the things that Tʀᴇɪᴅs said. So maybe you should hear from the horse's mouth, and hopefully that sort of influences the position that you take on these matters as we discuss national issues. So just stick around, listen to this soundbite, and then we open the phone lines for you to communicate with us.
90% of our economic problem, as we can see them, are tied to FX. So people think it's first subsidy removal. No, it is not. The first subsidy removal is very marginal impact. I looked at the exchange rate of South Africa 10 years ago, the exchange rate of Kenya 10 years ago, and the exchange rate of our dear country Nigeria 10 years ago. I looked at their imports to GDP, exports to GDP, and the nets for the past 10 years. Guess what? Nigeria was not doing worse than South Africa or Kenya. And if Nigerian Naira had maintained the same level of stability as Kenya shillings or South African rand, do you know that Naira today will be about 260 Naira to the dollar? Don't do any magic. Just the same level with your peers who's there. But why is it? Imagine if Naira were to be 260 to the dollar today. Even PMS itself, it will respect itself. It will be around 200 and something. Band A, nobody will complain about Band A. Inflation will not be 34%, right? So why is it that Naira is 1,500 and something? You know what I found out? My brother answered part of the question, but that is the official part. The official part is level of supply and demand. I just told you now that our supply and demand is no worse than Kenya and South Africa, right? People will say Nigeria is heavily import dependent. It's a lie. Import to GDP is under 20%. Most countries, including Africa, they have, even China that is producing for the world, it's more than that. I'll tell you the biggest problem. And we need to be honest with ourselves. Nigeria's biggest problem with FX is not the supply of FX. It is the illicit demand for FX. If I want to be politically correct, I'll say discretionary demand for FX. This discretionary demand is both in the public sector and in the private sector. I'll tell you, in the public sector, there are people who control our resources, and they feel it's first and foremost their own money. For the time that they're there, they collect those monies and they're chasing dollars to buy. Even the central bank said, when they release FAC, we just watch this exchange rate. It seems to just misbehave during that period. 1 million here, 2 million here. And that is still going on, right? So that is not, we don't need that dollar, but we are buying it. That's an artificial demand, or put differently, discretionary demand. The bigger the size of corruption, the bigger the impact of that discretionary demand. But you know what? It's happening also in the private sector. It is not the ordinary man on the street. So many of them have not seen a dollar banknote before in their life. Majority of Nigerians have not seen dollar banknotes before, ever. But the elites, high net worth individuals, the super rich, and some middle class, there's a self-fulfilling prophecy when you think that Naira will lose value. You're converting all your savings into dollars. The domiciliary account balance has increased by more than $6 billion in the past 18 months. The balance is over $30 billion. I was with a billionaire during the Christmas break. And he said to me that, Taiwo, you know this problem is a big issue that you guys have to solve. I said, tell me more about it. And then one thing led to another. He said to me that, do I know that, he needed 50 million. You know the kind of money rich people need. He said he needed 50 million naira, and he did not have naira, right? Because he's converted everything to dollars. He called his friend. The friend said, me too, it's only dollar that I have. I said, sir, how are we supposed to solve this problem? It is all of us together. The public sector have their own part of this blame, and so is the private sector.
There you have it. Taiwo Oyedele, Chairman, Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform, were highlighting national issues. And Taiwo Oyedele has taken us to the source. He's taken us to the corruption within our foreign exchange market and the behavior of those with the public and even private institutions who create some sort of artificial demand for forex. And in a country where our pricing is still somewhat influenced by international market trends, for example, the increase in PMS is directly linked to the increase in the price of crude oil, which is now $82 per barrel. It's expected that inflation will remain very, very high if our actions continue to strengthen the dollar against the naira. The telcos are increasing their tariff. The inflation figures continue to skyrocket. Fuel prices continue to skyrocket. How do we nip this in the bud? How do we solve this particular problem now that someone from within the system has told us specifically what the problem is? Don't forget that we have minimized talk time. For those of you who on Friday probably didn't catch that, we've minimized talk time to 1 minute, which means that each caller is entitled to 1 minute, which allows us to take more phone calls. At least we can take double the phone calls that we typically will take on a regular day. So if you're calling, we've chosen one story. 1 minute is enough time to analyze one story. And please, when we begin to give you the prompt, when we begin to tell you thank you so very much, round off your thought, it means that we're prompting you to finish so that we don't end the conversation with you abruptly. So please, if you're calling, you have just 1 minute for your submission. And please, when we start to prompt you, kindly indulge us and immediately start to round off your thoughts so that new callers can actually have a chance. We talk about inclusion. Let's practice that on radio today. We're also live on social media, Facebook, YouTube. We're streaming live. Do well to drop your contributions as well using the live chat option. You can send a message. If you've called before and you have more things to say, go to Facebook, drop a message there. Come to WhatsApp, drop a message there to augment the comment you had made via the phone before. To call us, you can call 0913-6000-410. The phone line again, 0913-6000-410. You can also send a text message or a WhatsApp message to 0913-6000-430. Text message WhatsApp number again, 0913-6000-430. 430. Let's take our first call for the morning. Tell me your name, where you're calling from, and then talk about the issue on the ground. Hello, morning to you.
Good morning. Yes, good morning. You're from Moba.
Welcome.
Thank God this revelation is coming from Taiwo Yedele, the chairman on Committee on Tax Reform. There is nothing that he has said that Fᴏᴜ has not talked about before. So Fᴏᴜ talked about speculations or dollar speculations and all that. We've had this before. What are they going to do about it? Who will bear the cat? That is the news we want to hear. All these are no news. But good that it is coming from them. What are they doing about it? What steps are they taking to stop this issue of absurdity among them? Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much for calling. I appreciate you. Hello.
Hello, French.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. How was your weekend? I greet you and Sandra and Raj.
Thank you.
Mr. French, I have right to disagree with you.
Okay.
Both in English and rhetoric, yes. They are comparing us with Kenya and South Africa. Where there is a infrastructure, where there is good road network, where there is factory working. But anytime those countries are having issues with small things, they will use our own to compare them. Number one, subsidy removal is a maximum impact affecting Nigeria. $1 was 500 naira before they removed fuel subsidy on the 29th of May 2023. Nigeria has swung and swung into the Bermuda Triangle because of the subsidy removal. Are you hearing me? Tağᴇ refinery is working according to NABC. Dangote is being sold for crude with naira. So when they come concern Nigeria with $70 per barrel, that they are now increasing fuel. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, I think they mean that they were not asking questions. Or Nigerian government has used poverty to make us we are not remembering.
Thank you.
If you protest now,
thank you very much. Thank you very much for your comments. We appreciate you. It's our business, right? Because we unfortunately are still importing crude. That's how it concerns us. We're still importing. If we're not importing crude, it would have been an addition for us, because we'll be exporting the crude that we have and we'll be a beneficiary of that $82 per barrel. But because we're still importing crude, Dangote, for example, has to import crude to take care of our needs, and that's why it's our business. So after importing, they have to consider the cost and put it into the price for the marketers, which influences the pump price. That's the answer to the question that you ask. Let's take more phone calls. 0913-6000-410. Hello, morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, sir.
My name is Shola.
Welcome.
I'm from Canada. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
This revelation is that the efficacy.
Sir, are you using hands-free, maybe a headphone or something, or a speaker? Do you mind disconnecting?
Okay. Can you hear me very well now?
Okay, this is better. Go ahead, please.
Okay, so now my point is, before, I'm in the maritime industry, I'm the energy. You understand? Before, the way they said this exchange rate for importers, when it was around 600, 700, they set it for 400. You understand? So what this points out to me is that even within the government sector, you understand? These people are there. They are the ones taking this economy. And the government itself don't think about this policy. They are closer than Naira. They were like what we call subsidy. In the sense that transportation, you understand, the government was checked. So the government went to the will. There's a will. There's no political will. All this one, they are just wrong.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Have a beautiful day. Hello, morning to you. Turn down the volume on your radio when you call, please. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
My name is Alan. I'm calling from Kitwa.
All right.
The data released by Mr. Yedele, I totally disagree that 90% is being attributed to foreign exchange. I disagree totally. And then, when looking at the issue of level of corruption, I can't consider what you're saying as a revelation. It's just a confirmation of what we have been saying, that there's a serious corruption in the system, and government is doing nothing about it. And if allowed to continue, I don't think something Nigeria is going anywhere. When you look at the mindset and the body language of this government, aggressive, what I consider as unnecessary against the generation, and where is going to, where it has been confirmed that corruption, people in government, which has been confirmed before that.
Thank you. Thank you very much for calling. We appreciate you. Hello, good morning to you. Hello. All right, please call back if that was you. 09136000410 is the phone line. I'll take about 2 more phone calls and read messages. We're still streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. So please take advantage of the YouTube and Facebook platform to drop your submissions. Hello.
Message.
Yes, good morning, sir. This is who? We can barely hear you. Your connection is really, really bad. Do you want to change position, call back?
Position. Can you hear me now? Hello?
Okay, let's see if we can work with this. Go ahead, please.
Okay. May God bless Mr. Taku and Mr. Fuad for the fantastic analysis. You say you don't just look for your destination, but where we are branch is where the problem lies now. And he said some people see the money as theirs. He's talking about governors. We have them all. They are the governors. They are the ones.
Hello? I think you might need to call us back, please. Alright, call back. Hello? Hello? Yes, good morning. Hello, we can hear you. Please introduce yourself. I can hear you. Please go ahead. Okay. I really don't know if this is a connection issue from our end, but we apologize. Hello? The volume on your radio, please. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Thank you for my name is Abdullah Ghani. I'm calling from Vega.
Welcome.
I really appreciate you and Fuad. Fuad, thank you very much for your good analysis. You have been doing the best in this station. Thank you very much. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
What I want you to say, this man that I had play for this morning, Mr.
Yeah.
He has said it all. That is exactly the problem we are having. Who is going to address it? The government that is causing the problem is the same government that is in charge. Who is going to address it? That whenever the fact allocation came, they will now convert it to dollars, and that is why the problem of dollar and naira is fighting hard at the economy. Who is going to solve it? Is the question. Who is going to solve that problem? Ordinarily, Nigeria cannot solve it. It is people in government, and they are the same government. They are doing all these things to us.
Thank you very much.
Who is going to solve the problem?
Thank you. Hello.
Morning to you, Lady Sage.
Good morning.
Thank you. Can you hear me very well?
Yes, I can.
Hey, what is really the that man that is just saying Bambas? What we have been saying this longest time ago, that Nigeria, what all the majority of problems are happening in this country today is corruption. And that is it. When we talk of politicians, the man that is in dollar, before he spends, that's what I'm saying, half dollar. They don't have naira. So the fact for us in private organization, you find a government, you have a politician, you have it in that. The moment we know our problem is better for Nigeria, all of us must join hands together to keep the more corruption. It's everywhere. So what the man is saying, he's saying the truth. But we have been saying it before. And those things to do all this, you find them 6%. The best thing to do, attitudinal change is what we need in this country. Good morning to you, my dear.
Good morning. Thank you very much. Hello. Hello. Hello, good morning to you. Please turn down the volume on your radio. Please turn down the volume. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
I'm Barrow from Agigi.
Alright. Sir, do you mind the volume on your radio? Can you turn it down or turn it off temporarily, please?
Yes, I've done that.
Alright, go ahead, please.
The problem we have in this nation is that of corruption. And with corruption, there's nothing on earth that can work. There's no government policy, no subsidy waiver that can work, no devaluation or valuation of naira that can work, no any other policy the government can bring in place that can work with corruption. They will just be beating about it. And unfortunately, the people that are in charge are the king of corruption. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Let's pause on phone call for a bit so that we're able to read messages. We have WhatsApp here. Good morning, Sage and Fuad. More power to you guys. This is Eugene Chibuike Oxlade. Sage, while listening to Mr. Oyedele earlier, I was asking myself, now who will bail the cat? Believe me, our system is highly corrupt to the extent that the politicians don't know what to do with the money anymore. We saw the drama EFCC and Yahaya Bello were playing out. There are several cases of money laundering that have been swept under the carpet. I believe our justice system needs to sit up and jail any corrupt official that has been caught stealing resources. And as you know, they steal it in foreign currency. It's totally absurd. Thank you very much, Eugene, for your message. We have more on WhatsApp. My name is Ima from Ikpaja. We have heard Mr. Oyedele about the problem around the dollar. What are the remedies? He also forgot to mention the round tripping by the commercial banks. What about getting rid of the Bureau de change operators? Whoever needs dollars should approach the bank. Thank you very much, Ima. We have Happy New Week, Sage. The narratives by Mr. Oyedele seem self-indictment rather. Who is in charge of foreign exchange? Who is supposed to nip corruption in the bud? Who removed the fuel subsidy? All these points to one direction, the government. Have they arrested the few cabals for prosecution? Have they sacked those who abused their office? One salient way to deal with these abnormalities is the proper function of institution and government sincerity. Political will by the leadership is lacking in Nigeria due to political alignment and other primordial sentiment. Noah from Igondo. Thank you, Noah, for your message. Fᴜᴜnᴜ says good morning to everyone in the studio. So Mr. Taiwo even knows those hoarding the dollars, and the only thing he can do is to laugh about it instead of reporting back to his principal. He knows how to tax but ignores the problem staring us in the face. There's nothing new about his speech. All he's doing is to keep defending his principal error in abrupt removal of subsidy and the floating of our currency in error. A message there from Fᴜᴜnᴜ. Thank you very much. I'm still reading WhatsApp messages. Good morning. If the government scrapped domiciliary account and also banned black market, will it have any negative effect on the economy? A message here from Adekunle Adewumi. Well, they did try to unify the market, but well, they didn't do very well with that. All right. Good morning, Mainland FM. Good morning, Sage and Fuad. Mr. Taiwo Oyedele spent a whole time trying to say something, but ended up saying nothing. It's not enough to continue to dance around the problem created by so many obnoxious policies of the government without preferring a solution. Every time he said in his speech, or everything he said in his speech rather, centered on the symptoms instead of the root cause. The problem of the matter is that the government created all of these problems, and it's the same government that will solve it. The government knows what to do, but lack the boldness and sincerity to take the bull by the horns. Victor Aloy Igboke from Ikeja, thank you very much. Good morning, Sage, Babalola, and Oga Fuad. My name is Aziz Odukale. This government is not ready to fight corruption. In the Petroleum Ministry, it is headed by the president. Corruption keeps going on a daily. All right, thank you very much, Aziz, for your message. I'm going back to the phones now. 0913-6000410. The next time we read messages, it would be from Facebook, so that we're able to get through all our platforms for feedback. Please don't forget, when you're calling, you have just 1 minute for your submission. Do well to tell me your name, tell me your location, and also get straight into the conversation. And when we start to prompt you, please kindly wrap up your conversation. Hello, morning to you. Turn down the volume on your radio, sir. Morning.
Good morning. This
yes.
is M쏘ɪᴜ.
Welcome.
Today is my birthday because.
Oh, happy birthday! Hi.
Yes, it's my birthday, not birthday.
Oh.
Yes, I had something today that I'm so glad about. Mr. Oyedele said the truth that people are converting naira into dollars, and what to do is, I know there's legislation against this, but the government should come very hard on anybody, particularly those who are the black market. They should do something about it. Telling politicians stealing money and converting this money to dollars because they are afraid naira will be being devalued. I mean, it's terrible. People are suffering. We have to do something now to stop this bad behavior of Nigerians. We are converting money to dollars. It's not done. Even in so many countries in Europe, they will not buy dollars. People are buying dollars, and I know, but it's against the law of the land. They should not do to stop it. Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling. Hello, morning to you. Hello.
Then you say good morning.
Morning to you.
Yeah, this is the Joshua.
Welcome.
I won't say I would like to disagree with the speaker, but then let me say, if we are looking at the source of this corruption, the source of our problem, we will not even be talking about this issue he brought up. The foundation of this problem, what is making our politicians more desperate to save more money for another election, is because of this our electoral process and the way we elect them in. These people will spend so much money, and we are in this country. I don't believe our problem will just evaporate all of a sudden because of this our attitude. We don't care. We will collect the right, collect the money, and we are expecting them not to save more money. Some of these politicians, they borrow money from banks, from individuals, they get support from people. They are so desperate about the office, and they will put them to drill or no. They will not do it.
Thank you very much.
We should talk about how do we make sure that they don't spend much money. Thank you.
Thank you so very much for calling. Hello. Okay. Please do well to call us back. Hello. Good morning to you. Hello. Okay. Hello. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir. How are you today?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm well, thank you.
All right, Peter Monte from Shomodo. Now, the other time they told us that the problem we had in the oil sector was subsidy thieves. And instead of going after subsidy thieves, they removed the subsidies to affect the common man. Now we are having illicit demand on foreign currency. Instead of going after them, they are increasing prices of everything. Fuel has gone up, electricity has gone up. Unfortunately, this morning we hear that the number of Nigerian children that are eating from the dustbin has gone up as well. So let me ask this question. Has it mean that the government has been able to remove, to fight terrorists and remove them from our farms, that the farmers go back to farm? Will the farmers be donors as well? What Nigeria would be eating without donors? You see, the point is that all this will pass away one day. And I believe that the God of heaven will come down and they will judge the country and judge them who put us into a mess with all the resources that God has given to us.
Thank you.
Let them keep safe. God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Morning. Sorry, number one. What of Sandra?
Yeah, we have posted on our social media platform. She's not with us anymore.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, on the restaurant, on the statement of Mr. Ojedele, it's just unfortunate. But the bottom line is that who is going to bury the car? If the government knows this is what is happening, and that is the basis of the devaluation of our naira, who is going to bury the car? That's the problem. But not only that one. You see, Nigeria is doing secret in all angles. The issue of international market determines the price of our crude oil. Please, Babalola, I want to know, all the oil producing countries, is that what is happening in their country? I give an example of Angola. Is international market determine the price of their petroleum in that Angola? The answer is no. We could fall into $33 per barrel. But in Nigeria here, do they reduce the price of the fuel? The cost of the price? They don't. So all this thing is cheating. They are cheating us because we are incapacitated. That's the way I look at it. And look, let me tell you.
Thank you so very much for calling, sir. We appreciate you. Let's read Facebook messages. We have here Benjamin Ise, who says, "Good morning, Sage and Fuad. Sage, is Sandra still with mainland station? I haven't heard a voice since the start of the year." Yeah, I responded to that just a few minutes ago. You go further to say the problem of FX in our country is the corrupt politicians in our country. If one says it is still happening in the private sector, to me, the politicians give the private sector the opportunity to actually hold the forex to sell when the price is is high. Not until we have government that is ready to fight this abnormality, the problem will continue and the average Nigeria will continue to suffer for it. I beg the Nigerian masses to be wise in making their choice of who governs them at the 2027 election. Benjamin from Shogunle. Thank you so very much, Benjamin. We have John Bernard Ohi who says, good morning, Sage and Fuad. On the issue of the economy, I believe both the government and the previous government meant well for Nigeria, but none of them had the political will to fight corruption, which is the main problem of the country. Atonda Kayode Samuel says, good morning, Sage and Fuad. It's quite a pity that the soundbite of Mr. Oyedele played with reaction is partially a reference to the discussion. The salient point of the Forex was given a real truth by the speaker before Mr. Oyedele. However, the point Mr. Oyedele was making is to vindicate the government, and the truth is that the current crisis is some politicians who are hoarding Forex to the detriment of the public. Thank you very much. We have Kabiru Adigbero who says, good morning, Madam Sage and Oga Fuad. What Mr. Oyedele said is quite correct. The government should correct this now to make life bearable for Nigerians. God bless my country. We have Olumuyiwa on Facebook that says, good morning, Mainland FM. On today's focus, we're quick to forget how this pressure on Naira started. Buhari started it when there was a rumor that he wanted to use the old-fashioned method of changing Naira like he did during military rule to tackle corruption. Mr. President has a duty to address this issue and do the right things as all eyes are on him. Muyiwa from Abuja, thank you very much. You can still keep the conversation coming in via Facebook. We're streaming live. Mainland 98.3 FM is how you find us on our social media platforms, both Facebook and on YouTube, and you can send your messages directly to that platform and I'll read it live. You can also reach us via text message or via WhatsApp. That's 091360000430, or you can call the studio directly on 091360000410. We're talking about state of the nation. We're talking state of the economy. We're talking the rise in the price of commodities when it comes to even telcos operations, when it comes to the price of PMS, the price of goods in the market, amongst other things. And we had Taiwo Oyedele, the chairman, the tax committee, the presidential tax committee, who sort of references the forex crisis and also how the activities of certain individuals within the private and public sector might be responsible for the rise in inflation and also the cost of commodities and goods at this time. He says that there's some sort of artificial demand that's being created, speculators who cause this imbalance and sort of forces the price to go up because we're responding now to market forces, and this market forces can in a way be influenced when individuals continue to stock up on forex and deprive the ordinary person of enjoying the privileges of the market, so to speak. This is me summarizing the focus for today. So how do we rectify this issue? How do we deal with this abnormality? How do we ensure equitable distribution of wealth and also making sure that money flows through the financial system, money flows through the bank, where if you need dollars, approach the bank? How do we eradicate the black market, amongst other things? The number again, 091360000410. Good morning to you. Welcome to the program.
Hello, good morning, ma'am.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, this is about to go for me, question.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Huh?
Yes, please go ahead.
All right, ma'am. Yeah. Mr. Ayodele, the one that is speaking, who is he speaking to? Is he speaking to the Nigerians or is he speaking to the president?
There was something of a conference. It was a speech.
Yes, it was a speech, right? But it's a employee of Mr. President.
Okay.
I think the best person that is supposed to have done that speech, I think is Mr. President, right? For him to be able to know the right thing to do. And we are expecting the Mr. President to have a political will for him to be able to do that thing, right? And if we reported that matter to Mr. President, now, let me say that a prosperity is judging at the end of the day. That he told Mr. President the right thing to do and he failed to do it. And at the same time, we are expecting Mr. Fᴜဃᴜ, we are expecting the Minister of Information and Daniel Buana for them to respond to this. Because if it is under the GNR, they will begin to go further and say this thing. We are expecting them for them to respond to this.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you for your insights. 09136000410. 1 minute for your submission. Thank you very much. Let's read a few more WhatsApp messages as we take phone calls as well. Good morning, Sage Babalana. Go forward. My name is Aziz Odukale. This government is not ready to fight corruption. In the Petroleum Ministry, headed by the President, corruption keeps going on a daily. All right. Hello. Morning to you.
Hello, Ms. Babala.
Yes, good morning, sir.
This is Mr. Daddy from Satellite.
All right, welcome.
I just want to tell you I like your officiating there. I think you should keep it. You are the right person there. I like how you officiate and how you, give reason to your point.
Thank you.
This Nigeria, just keep it on.
Thank you.
You are the best lady for that place. I like it.
Would you like to speak on the issue at hand, the matter we're raising? Would you like to comment?
Yes, the time factor, you said it's only 1 second. What I can say is that what Mr. Taiwo has said, he has said it all. Because if somebody loves this Nigeria, how can you be using dollars against Naira? You spread the economy, you spread the people, the anxiety of the whole Nigeria. But who will correct this money? Who will correct all these wrong things?
Thank you very
much. Who help us do it?
Thank you. Have a wonderful day. We appreciate you for the kind words. Let's take another phone call. Hello. Morning to you. All right, do call back if that was you. 09136000410. Hello. Good morning. I really don't know what's going on this morning, but then I don't know. Hello. Okay. Please the volume. Hello. No, I shouldn't hear myself when I answer the phone, please. When you call and you realize that we've answered the phone, please do well to turn down the volume on your radio. We have Good Morning Sage and Mainland Radio. It is poor economic decision that is making the foreign exchange rate, which is around 1.5 or 1.6 to $1 in the 2025 budget proposal. And until we stop the stealing of public funds and the hiding of the stolen public funds in foreign bank accounts, before our Naira will appreciate, all our refineries must operate at least 100% capacity. Our farmers must be safe on their farms, and we must subsidize fuel, electricity, food, housing, railroad and air transport, as well as education, healthcare, and the establishment of businesses. Adeleye in Festac Extension there with a message. Morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. This is Martin on the line.
All right, welcome.
Yeah, for me, I just see this message as him trying to defend the government, because if it's true, yes, to an extent it's making sense, but what about the previous government? The dollar issue was still there. People were still carrying dollars and over expenditure of dollars. Even Buhari, to the extent that Buhari he didn't actually do that. Dollar was still around 400, 500. So I think the better way to look down to what is actually causing the issue and how to handle them, not defending the cause. That is my own take this morning.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for your brevity. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Hello. Good morning. My name is Ayo. I'm speaking from Ifo.
All right, welcome.
Yes. What the man just said is nothing new. I suppose they shouldn't just start telling us what we already know. This is what we already know. Everybody knows exactly what is going on. They should start telling us what we know. What they need to do is to do the needful. Let them change their way. That's the way I look at it. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Thank you very much. Let's read another message. We have, we are simply in a trial and error government with no clear-cut direction at all. The government behaves as if they're still campaigning, just acting before they think about the consequences. Palliative have gained another meaning in Nigeria. Let other countries come and learn this new theory from us. Nigerians, I'm sorry for you. Steve from Ijani King. Okay. I don't know what specifically you're referring to, but let's take this phone call. Hello. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hopefully you're able to connect. I mean, we still have some time, at least some 20 minutes. They're about to take contribution, so I hope you connect again. Hello. Hello.
Morning, Madam.
Oh,
good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, you have a Fagwadi. I'm calling from Sango.
All right, welcome.
Thank you very much. I really enjoy your program, the way you manage time.
Thank you.
Very commendable. The best time manager in that station. I cherish you. And you nurture your callers so that we don't make things that makes you a very false statement to the public. I thank you for that.
Thank you.
And this issue of the currency problem, the only thing I've been saying is that we need to revalue the naira and remove the money in central bank. That's the only solution. And then we need to make law. The way they are reforming tax reform bill now, they should put a big in for foreign bill to make sure that if you're a public servant or a private sector worker, you cannot hold a foreign account and you cannot hold a domiciliary account in Nigeria. Because politicians in Nigeria, they have a lot of accounts which are home and abroad for foreign currency. So we need a foreign reform bill that make it compulsory that they do not hold any foreign account either in Nigeria or abroad. And they cannot even hold any account abroad.
Thank you.
As long as they are holding a political position in Nigeria. This is what some of the steps we need to take to curb the situation. If not,
thank
we are just wasting our time. Money central bank must be sacked.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so very much for calling. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you.
It's Max from Mori.
All right, welcome.
Yeah. If you ask them, the last time they did their primaries in AP, is it dollars they use or naira? Ask them. That's where the thing starts from. So who is going to arrest who? Who is going to catch who? When the heads have started using this. So it's just like that. So nobody's going to checkmate anybody because everybody's guilty of casting more offense. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Hello. Okay, please call back. I was trying so hard to catch you, but it's okay. Hello, morning to you. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. The volume on your radio, sir. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, and I can hear myself as well.
Okay. What am I trying to say is that you can hear me now?
Yes.
The issue of the foreign currency and what you call it, the rating. It's not something you just come and do as a fire brigade approach. It's a system that has been bastardized from the beginning, because after independence, Nigerians were exporting produces, and then for now we are not doing anything concerning that. All this economy that you see that they are strong, they are exporters. So we should come back to the basics. We orient our farm, make our farm come back to life, so that we can export those raw materials. Then the ones who can now manufacture here to export, we manufacture and export. You cannot just come, you want to stem the high rate of dollars. It is impossible. We have to come back to the basics. It might take us time. It's not something suitable we do as let me do it and take the glory. It has to be a program that will be run through all governments.
Thank you.
Any government that come must key into that farming system, develop it in all areas of our region.
Thank you.
Not politicize it, because they have politicized it. That is why we are suffering what we are suffering.
Thank you so much for calling. Hello.
Hello, good morning, coach.
Yes, good morning, sir.
How are you doing now?
I'm well, thank you.
My name is Mdzo from Ghana.
Welcome.
You say Sandra, why you allow Sandra to leave now?
She's progressing. I mean, she's progressing, moving on to greater things.
Oh no, this morning. Before every day, from Monday to Sunday, except Saturday. Come on, don't go. Hope you are not going to leave us again, please. Well, I wish I good luck. So I wish I good luck. I wish I good luck. I really miss her. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much for calling. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning, Madam Sage.
Good morning.
And my greeting to Oga Fuad.
Yes.
This is Babalola calling from Agodo.
All right.
My take is on this forex issue. If we look at it critically, it has been the pain of the problem of our economy right from onset. But the solution, that's what we're supposed to be looking at. And the people, and it is a pity that the people that are governing us, they don't have solution to that. Even upon that, they are still contributing more to it. So we don't even know who is going to come and resolve the issue of this country. Because if we look at it, everything keep on destroying every year in year out. If you check out the past issue, we discover that this country is destroying every year in year out. Is that how are we going to be continue? That's the question of the whole to be asking them.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's my.
Have a great day. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Victor. From
Do you want to call us back? It's very difficult to hear you.
My name is Victor. From Can you hear me now?
Okay, go ahead, please.
Okay. About the voice of Mr. Fᴜᴜᴜ that we had. I think he spent the whole time dancing around the problem, talking about forest and why we are where we are and all of that. And he diverted our attention to the real issue. He did not proper solution. He did not take up that the fact of the matter is that what is happening is from the government because of their obnoxious policies. The policies is what is driving all the confusion you see in the forest market. We cannot be stable as far as government continue to bring their a kind of a confusing policies that is not friendly to the people. So it is the problem that created it is the government that created the problem, and it is the same government that will solve it. But they try to make it look like we are not living in the country that.
Sir, first of all, that's just a small part of the conversation. It's very extensive. We cannot play an hour-long conversation. That's a very tiny part of a very, very lengthy conversation. So maybe don't judge based on 4 minutes of a very long a sound bite. But thank you very much. Yes, it's just that it's impossible. What we can do for you is actually put that link on our social media platform so you can go and watch the entire conversation. That's just a tiny part of a very, very long conversation, and we just took out that part to highlight the aspects of forex. He talked about a lot of other things, a host of other issues, but we took out that forex part because it was very significant to the conversation that we were trying to highlight here. The economic issues we're trying to highlight as reported by the papers. That's why. So he said a lot more. All right, we'll provide the link for you on maybe Facebook so you could go watch the entire conversation. Thank you very much. I'm going back to reading messages right now. The soundbite played today will be very concerning to the government, as this is the only spokesman that has spoken a large chunk of the truth. He's the only person in government who has preferred solution and not raised interest rate. He's the only government economist that is not economical with the truth. I'm sure he will be criticized, and he will later change his speech to raise interest rate, as this is anti-government, but he has revealed it. I still ask, what is the deal that we signed that cannot make us revoke the removal of fuel subsidy and devaluing of the naira? When are we going to cut the chains of slavery from the West and their organization so Nigeria can fully be free? My thoughts as usual would be closed economy and diversification. Only then can we build this economy. A message there from Sean. Thank you, Sean. Bolaji from Ijoko says, good morning, Mainland FM. It's laughable to hear that we know the cause of our problems. We have people who are rhetorics. Mainland FM, please help me shout out to my newly elected chairman and councillor of Ijoko. They just graded Ijoko Abule Road, and Akwabiodun should please fix Ijoko Agbado Road immediately. All right, congratulations on your small success. All right, let's hope that they do more. We have Alhaji Ramio Lisa from Palm Avenue Mushi on WhatsApp, who says, good morning, Mainland Radio. The submission of Mr. Oyedele is the truth, and I concur with it in total. I've observed severally that once fact is shared, dollar rises up. The problem of corruption calls for concern, as nobody, including the government, is ready to correct this anomaly. Thank you very much for your message. I'm going now to Facebook. We have Festus Ologun, who says, good morning, Mainland FM. Okay, you already sent this on WhatsApp and I read it, but thank you very much. Let me read another one here. Good morning, Mainland FM. I'm happy that the true revelation of the danger and the level of corruption we're in is exposed, especially amongst our political office holders, which so many of them have been talking about, and it is responsible for what we have now. It's unfortunate that the way out seems difficult, because he who must come to the table must come with clean hands. We also have here the administration and the institutions that will clean up this mess must have a clean hand and a pure heart. I wonder how government can continue to do the same things the same way and expect a different result. I feel that the president should give a presidential order to place a ban on the use of dollar for any transaction within the country, for any other country transaction, like the payment of school fees, for medical and others. It should be made mandatory that such transaction be done through the commercial banks so that it can be traceable. God bless Nigeria. Temitope Onotoye from Ijagamo community. Temitayo, you will be shocked that we do have laws like that. You're not supposed to transact with another country's currency within your country. We have the law. It's the decision to just circumvent that law and do whatever we like. We see people actually spending dollars in Nigeria. It's a crime. It's a crime. You're not supposed to, of course, deface the naira, abuse the naira, or spend it, a currency that is not yours, in your own country. But well, it is what it is. We have the world on Facebook who says the way to rectify not to be able to reverse their conditions. Secondly, let the government put a law on corruption. Thirdly, bypass lack of political will and fight insecurity. And finally, let us encourage the manufacturing, the power, education, health and transport sectors so we can increase the country's GDP. These listed solutions are quite easy, but it's difficult because of the kind of leaders that we have, and a lot of people in power weaponize these faults in the economy so that the poor and the middle class will not be enriched enough to stand up to them. How did other countries in Africa pay their debt, and we're still owing even with all the mineral resources in the world that we have? Thank you very much. Let me go back to taking phone calls so I can just finally wrap up with WhatsApp messages. Hello, morning to you. Hello. Okay, I'll just keep reading messages then. Oh, you're back. Hello. Yes, good morning.
This is Olayiwola from Nigeria.
Welcome.
Yeah, let me talk about, when people are talking about the forest and the tax committee chairman is saying one thing that I'm senior. Let me make a report. The allegation against Ayabelo in Abuja, he used the dollar to pay his school fees of his children within Nigeria. We know that the school fees within the school that are established and located within Nigeria, we are using dollar to pay the school fees. So this is the one of the criminal acts that the indigi and the citizen and the president, all the tax reform, this is the word they are committed within the country. And one of the acts of the CBN said that all the transactions within the country should be to be domesticated with naira, not a foreign exchange here. We are talking about majority of our transactions that are taking place within the country is still within the dollar. That is where the criminal is. That is where all these problems that are facing as a common Nigeria, all the rich, the poor and the poorest within the country. That is why we are facing it. How can somebody want to buy ordinary toothpaste or school fees within the country and using the dollar to pay the school fees, or you want to buy ordinary chicken and you want to use the dollar to buy it? This is the criminal offense. Let them go back and reform their policies very well and make a law or penalty against us.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me take one final call before we leave the studio. 0913600410. Our last call for the morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning. My name is Fᴜᴜᴜ.
Welcome.
Regarding the topic this morning, I think it is very unfair that the federal government and their representatives will keep on pitching us the same stories in different formats every time. Before now, we could easily pay for items with naira cash. We could purchase things. Saving in dollars was not a common thing. People go into their bank and family send money to them, they walk into the bank. The Western Union that is being sent to them, they receive it in naira. Nobody was ever interested in taking dollars. But they came in with their antics, with their rhetoric, and now, you know, the economy is upside down, and when they are telling us what we know is a cost. So the government, you are not elected to tell us the problem. You have the resources to go after the problem, and then what are we supposed to do with the information? So I think it is unfair that they're giving us the same story every time. They are the only ones who can change it. It is their political class friends who save in dollars. The average Nigerian just wants to eat, go to work, and come back home and meet their lovely family. So no average Nigerian saves in thousands or millions of dollars outside the country, within the country.
Thank you.
So I think they should just take the bull by the horn and work on it themselves and keep telling us the problem that exists within the economy.
Thank you very much for calling. You have a wonderful day. I'll just read WhatsApp messages now as we begin to round off the conversation. Good morning, Mainland Radio. The submission of Mr. Oyedele is the truth, and I concur. You've sent this before, right? And I think I read it already. Let me read this one. Good morning, Mainland FM crew. Sage, your explanation of PMS upward price adjustment is due to international market price increase. I disagree with you. Crude oil is sold to Dangote in Naira and other local refineries. NNPC from time immemorial solely funds the forex from crude oil export. But the coming of Mele Kyari has rubbished everything he does in remit to CBN Joshua. Dangote gets the bulk of his crude from importation. I mean, for 2 weeks, he was literally talking about the inability of the NNPC to meet his demand. Dangote is a 650 million barrels per day refinery. And I think so far we were only able to give him about 300 million barrels thereabouts in tranches. And they've scaled up to about 550 million barrels per day now. And we can barely do 300. And now that we have more refineries upstream, how are they supposed to share that within all of them? So the bulk of Dangote's crude is actually via importation. He said that is in the papers. You should maybe reference past stories. Hence, the reason why the price of crude, the Brent price, actually influences the pump price. Okay, but thank you very much for your submission. It's nice. Morning. The issue of international market determines the price of petrol in our country. This is a scam and it's not acceptable. There's an OPEC agreement as regards production and separate quota for local production in an oil producing country. Everything is being marched together in Nigeria and is cheating to Nigerians. Alhaji Subari there with a message. We have another one here. Top of the morning to you, Sage and Fuad. Well, perhaps that speaker probably thinks Nigerians are naive or ignorant. Of course not. The greatest torpedo hit against the Nigerian economy as well as other sectors of the polity is corruption and impunity. The speech was more of an embellished and shy description of a multifaceted, grave and grim reality than a raw and sincere truth to it. Those two demons must be tackled or the worst is yet to come. I doubt if any questionable Nigerian politician can survive the system that has made China great today. Little wonder why they've created a system more like a haven and a paradise for themselves, where impunity and the rule of man are the order of the day. God help us. Thank you, Sage, for always. Leke from Alimosho. It's a pleasure to read from you. We have here, good morning. What the tax chief is saying for me is cosmetic. If truly he's sure that what is happening and indeed is the basic solution, then he's an appointee of this government and he should direct the idea or the solution to the government for which he is a part of. And if the government fails to use it to solve the economic problems, he should resign from his appointment and quit to show us that he's sure of what he's saying. Emeka Moses from Lagos there with a message. I'm going to Facebook now to finish reading the messages that we have. Omotosho Taufik Kayode on Facebook says, good morning, Mainland FM. Mr. Taiwo's explanation is clear. The Naira is effectively being stored in dollar-dominated account. I believe that the Central Bank of Nigeria should introduce a policy to take sole control of dollar transaction in the country. This would involve closing all domiciliary account and requiring Nigerians to approach the CBN directly when they are in need of dollars. To the best of my knowledge, no country allows the widespread operation of domiciliary account for storing foreign currency in local banks. Instead, money is typically saved in the local currency, with the central bank managing foreign exchange reserve and distribution. Implementing such a policy may offer a viable solution to curbing the persistent dollar hoarding and mitigating the ongoing hike in exchange rate. We also have Joe. I'm so sorry if I said your name wrong. Good morning, Mainland FM crew. Sage, your explanation of the PMS. Oh, that was you on WhatsApp. I explained what I meant. Thank you very much. Well, I think that's about everything we have. I've been able to clear most of the messages that we got. Thank God. This is all we have for you this morning on Mainland Focus. Do well to join us again tomorrow, same time, same station, Mainland 98.3 FM from 7:40 a.m. where we begin with trends in the papers, and 8:40 where we have Mainland Focus. Well, that's not all the conversations that we have for you, because we would actually be back at 10 a.m. for Global View. This is where we also do news analysis, but we focus primarily on international matters. 10 minutes of conversations about what's going on in the world, and as expected, of course, Donald Trump will be the top news when it comes to international discourse. So stick around. We'll be back by 10 a.m. for Global View. Fuad will be joining us for that segment as well. My name is Sage Babalola, the station, Mainland 98.3 FM, and we would be right back.
Mainland 98.3